Minister of Foreign Affairs, I can assure the member that when the report is received, it will be read.
Question number 6, the Honourable David Parker.
Mr Speaker, my question is to the Minister for ACC. Has he received the Treasury memo to the Honourable Bill English entitled Work Account Contestability, which states it is, quotes, not clear that levies are excessive. Competition in 1998 did reduce levies, but could have been firms' loss leading to establish market share.
The Honourable Dr Nick Smith.
Mr Speaker, yes, but the memo also states that contestability has advantages, with gains through innovation, sharing gains between purchasers and providers, removing politics for the levy setting and using market mechanisms to improve ACC's performance. Treasury concluded that contestability was worth further exploring.
The Honourable David Parker. Order. The Honourable David Parker.
Does he agree with the architect of ACC, Sir Owen Woodhouse, who, when asked whether private insurers will be able to provide the same cover for lower premiums than ACC, said, "I'm not merely a sceptic, it cannot happen"?
The Honourable Dr Nick Smith.
Mr Speaker, the government has committed to exploring the option of the private sector being able to provide services in the work account. And I'm so surprised that members opposite are so close-minded that they will not even allow a stock take led by one of their former colleagues, David Cagle, to do work in this important area.
The Honourable David Parker.
Sorry,
The Honourable David Parker.
Why does the Minister continue undermining ACC when he ought to be honouring the social contract that is its foundation, rather than grooming it for sale to foreign insurance companies and leading New Zealand down the path of an American-style medical misadventure system?
The Honourable Dr Nick Smith.
Mr Speaker, both myself and the Prime Minister have made abundantly plain that ACC will remain a publicly owned provider of services. The debate here is whether there are options for employers to be able to take accident insurance out with other companies, and I'm surprised members opposite have become so opposed to that notion.
Aaron Gilmore.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Supplementary to the Minister. Does the existing ACC system enable private sector participation and profits by overseas companies from accident management?
The Honourable Dr Nick Smith.
It may come as a surprise to members opposite, but yes, it does. That 23% of employees in New Zealand are covered under accredited employer schemes that are run by companies like Southern Cross, Gallagher Bassett, Aon, Well New Zealand, which are both American and Australian owned. I'm also surprised that Labor now considers profit to be some sort of dirty word, and I fear for the New Zealand economy if they ever get onto the Treasury benches again.
The Honourable David Parker.
Does the Minister think ordinary New Zealanders, like motorcyclists, will believe him or Sir Owen Woodhouse, who says ACC is not in a crisis, given that it collected $1 billion more in levies than it spent last year, and that it also has $11 billion of assets?
Honourable Dr Nick Smith.
Mr Speaker, it may be for members opposite that an organisation that lost $4.8 billion in the last year, $2.4 billion in the year before, well, members opposite say no. They say no, right? Whose signature is on those annual accounts? The Honourable Peter Nielsen as Deputy Chairman of the ACC. Are members opposite saying that the accounts that have been approved by the auditors in the Audit Office, by PricewaterhouseCoopers and Infinity is all wrong? Because what it shows is that ACC is in serious financial pickle, and this government is having to clean up an awful mess from financial mismanagement by them over ACC.
Order. The Honourable David Parker.
Why does the Minister not tell New Zealanders that under his plan, services will be cut, losses socialised, profits privatised to the advantage of foreign-owned insurance firms?
Honourable Dr Nick Smith.
Mr Speaker, the member should listen to my answers, because the truth is that already you have Southern Cross, Aon, Gallagher Bassett and Well New Zealand, all companies that aren't in it because they love New Zealand, but because they provide a profit under a scheme that was approved by members opposite. Now, that might be news for them, but what we're saying is we think there are further opportunities for the private sector to make a contribution to efficient and fair accident compensation in New Zealand.
Question. Point of order, the Honourable David Parker.
I'm not sure whether the Minister was quoting from an official document there saying that there are some private insurers in New Zealand providing insurance, because if he is, I ask him to table a document because I've never seen that before.
The member has made a fair point of order. Was the member quoting from an official document? He wasn't. Order. I'm on my feet. Is it a point of order, Dr.
Yes,
Kenny Graham?
Mr. Speaker.
Point of order.
Mr. Speaker. Pertaining to question 5, Mr. Speaker, I seek leave of the House to table 4 documents, if I may.
Leave is sought to table these documents. What are they?
The first document is taken from the UNDP's Human Development Report in 2009, Table M, which gives New Zealand an inequality ranking similar to India and Russia.
Leave is sought to table that document. Is there any objection? There is no objection.
The second is a page from the book The Spirit Level by Richard Wilkinson and Kate Pickett, page 148, showing that more people are imprisoned in more unequal countries.
What was this document published in?
It's from a book called The Spirit Level by researchers Wilkinson and Pickett.
Sorry. Leave is sought to table that document. Is there any objection? Order. There is objection. There is objection to that.
Well, perhaps they might relent on page 67.
Order. I apologise, the Honourable Member, for interrupting, but front benches on both sides, please. We're hearing a point of order. It will be in silence. Dr. Kennedy Graham.
I'm seeking leave of the House to relent with regard to the research, page 67, which shows that more people suffer from mental...
Order. Is this the same document? That
It is the same book, different page, sir.
Okay, leave is sought to table a separate page from the same book. Is there any objection? There is objection.
And the fourth document. A list of the, quote, top 11 countries with the biggest gaps between rich and poor, which appeared on businessweek.com on 16 October.
Leave is sought to table that document. Is there any objection? There is no objection. There is no objection.